Aloha, everybody. Happy Aloha Friday. My name is Dylan Chase Lee, and welcome to the third episode of Manoa Valley Theater Live. And for those of you who are tuning in, today we have a couple of special guests. They are absolute legends to the Manoa Valley Theater stage. But first and foremost, let me bring in the main man himself, Kip Wilburn, the executive director of Manoa Valley Theater. Oh, Kip!
There we are.
I'm so sorry. I don't know.
Hey.
Hey.
I started to say,
I don't know. So apparently, I got booted off of StreamYard. StreamYard does not like me at all.
Well, that's a problem since you're hosting, man.
Exactly. Right? They want to get rid of the main man.
All right. Hey, listen, we're really in for a treat today. We've got two of my dear friends. People have been in this community, in the theater here in Honolulu for many years, and just spectacular actresses. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. But before we get started, of course, I want to start by saying thank you, as I always do, because it's your generosity and support that makes MVT Live possible, but also makes MVT actually live in the theater possible, which we're unfortunately unable to do right now because we're practicing social distancing.
Exactly.
Nonetheless, welcome into our house, and thank you for welcoming us into your house. We're thrilled to be here, and just come back and see us. I just noticed we had like 260 or 70 viewers a couple of minutes before we got started, so that's good. The audience is growing, and we hope to have a lot more in the future. A couple of things about what's going on at the theater. Like I said, we're all healthy. We're all practicing social distancing and looking forward to planning next year's season. And you might have noticed we did make an announcement today. So check your email, check on the website, and about next year's season. We're super excited about that. Okay, so this is episode 3. So it's growing and we're doing better. And thank you for helping us make progress toward our goal to help us bridge the gap from not producing to producing. We have a goal of $60,000, and we're making our progress slowly. So if you haven't given, go to our website or call Eric at 808-988-6131 and make a donation. Help us stay alive. All right. Manoa Marquee Sapphire Ball. It's been rescheduled to August 22nd. I know I've said that before, but I just want to reiterate for anyone who hasn't heard it. And I think that's all the housekeeping today, Dylan. So I'm going to turn it back over to you. And
all right. Shall we bring in our special guests?
Yes, please.
All right. Sounds good. All right. We'll talk to you later, Kip.
All right.
All right. So our special guests for today's show are legends to the Manoa Valley Theater stage. In an article in the Honolulu Star Bulletin by Scott Vogel, the achievement of these two actresses is astounding. Under the direction of Vanita Ray Smith, Joe Pruden and Shari Lynn possess a chemistry that is special and rare. They give a masterclass in multi-layered acting. It is an exhibition of acting talent that you dare not miss. Please help me welcome Joe Pruden and Shari Lynn. How are you folks doing?
Wonderful, Dylan. Oh, thank you. Great to see you. Thanks for having us.
No, thank you for coming on to the show.
Oh, yeah.
So, that little excerpt by Scott Vogel was a review of a play that you folks were in called Grace and Glory. So could you folks, for the audience, please go over what is Grace and Glory?
After you, Joe.
Yeah, thank you. Grace and Glory by Tom Ziegler is a 2-character play about 2 strong, stubborn women who forge a deep bond despite their very, very different backgrounds.
Now, Grace is a 90-year-old cantankerous mountain woman who just today left the hospital so she could die peacefully at her home, only to find bulldozers and caterpillars destroying her beloved apple orchard and making such a racket that Grace can only endure it by cranking up the volume on her Walkman and singing at the top of her lungs.
Glory has moved to the area from New York. and is a well-meaning middle-aged hospice worker who arrives unannounced, intruding on Grace's precious privacy with the intention of helping her passing be as painless and peaceful as possible.
All right.
Throw out the lifeline, throw out the lifeline. Someone is dying today. Throw out the lifeline, throw out the lifeline. Someone is drifting away.
Mrs. Stiles.
Oh,
I'm sorry I startled you. I did knock. I've just come from the hospital. Your doctor told me he sent you home this morning. How are you doing? You know, when they told me you lived up in the mountains, I didn't fully appreciate. I mean, these roads. I didn't think my car was actually going to make it.
I can see your lips moving, so I know you're talking, but I can't hear a blessed word you're saying. And I ain't gone deaf, if that's what you're thinking. It's this thing here. Yeah. I was hoping me and the Good News Quartet could drown out that confounded noise of tractors and caterpillars.
Well, here, let me help you with that.
No, I can do it.
Hello, I'm Gloria Whitmore. You probably don't remember, but we met briefly at the hospital last week.
I remember. What you think, I'm senile?
Well, no, of course not.
Probably think I'm a little dotty too. Old prune like me wearing these things. Wasn't none of my doing. It was that Bernice Wallace, my roommate there in the hospital. You met her last week, or don't you remember?
Well, yes, of course I do.
She died yesterday.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm so sorry.
Why? She was 87 years old. Me, I'm 90.
Yes, I know. Mrs. Stiles, is there anyone here with you?
I do believe you are.
No, I mean, is your grandson here?
Roy? No, he went back to work.
And left you all alone?
He'll be back this evening. You need to talk to Roy?
Well, you should have someone here with you.
What for?
What? Well, to care for you.
Roy takes care of me, cuts my firewood, fetches me things from the IGA.
I'm sure Roy is very devoted, but what I'm saying...
I wouldn't go so far as to say he was devoted. I got to pay him. Roy don't do nothing for free. Listen, just go back down the highway to Ernie's Texaco. That's where he works.
I'm not here to talk to Roy, Mrs. Stiles. I'm here to see you. You know, when you left the hospital this morning, you forgot your medication. Here, an aide found this in your room.
You must think I'm a mighty forgetful old lady. Well, I'm not. Told the doctor I didn't want none of that stuff. Nurse, too. Didn't they tell you?
Well, yes, they did, but...
Then why on earth did you drive all the way out here?
Mrs. Stiles, may I sit down?
Now, you listen to me. I've been through this with all you hospital people 50 times, you people and your drugs. Now, I've been doing it your way for more than a year, and all I can say is enough is enough.
May I sit down?
Honey, I ain't the Queen of England. If you want to sit down, sit.
Thank you. Okay. I'm a volunteer with an organization, and we're affiliated with Valley General. It's called Hospice. Your doctor said that he told you all about us.
Did he? Well, he might have. But he was one of them city-bred Yankees, could talk a whole lot faster than I could listen.
Didn't he give you some literature that explains our mission, or tell you
what?
A booklet, some papers, that an agreement for you to sign?
You're not from around here, are you?
Pardon me? Oh, no. I guess I'm one of those city-bred Yankees, too.
Listen, honey, I don't mean to be unfriendly, but whatever it is you're selling, I'm sure I'm way past needing it.
Did you have lunch?
What?
Well, I found out you didn't touch your breakfast at the hospital this morning. So I went ahead and I packed a thermos of chicken soup, and I've got fresh biscuits and butter. You know, one of the services that hospice provides
I'm
is
not hungry.
Well, sure you are.
Told you I'm not hungry.
You know, maybe it would be better if I talked to your grandson.
Why? Roy don't understand you people no better than me.
May I use your phone?
Sure. So right over there. Don't work though. One of them Caterpillar tractors cut the line.
I don't believe this. You are out here all alone in the middle of nowhere without a phone. What would you do if you needed help?
What I always do. Pray to the good Lord.
Yes, of course. All right, I guess I'll have to drive down and talk to Roy. Did you say Ernie's Texaco?
I really wish you wouldn't bother, Roy.
Well, they are going to fix your phone.
Oh, they're running a whole new line up from the highway. Said they'd take at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Well, listen, I will see about your phone when I get back to town.
Oh, don't trouble yourself. Bad enough you had to drive all the way out here for nothing.
No, that's all right. Your doctor warned me I'd be driving all the way out here for nothing. Listen, at least let me find somebody to stay with you, maybe somebody from your church.
Don't go to church. Ain't been in one for more than 50 years.
I see. All right. I'll talk to Roy, and then tomorrow morning I'll check back. And then we'll go. What is it?
Nothing. You go along. I'll just get back to the Good News Quartet.
You sure?
I'll be fine. This Walkman thing, I told you it was all Bernice's doing. She didn't like me playing the gospel station on my radio. Holy roller music, she called it. Holy roller music. So one day a nurse shows up with this thing, wants to put it in my ears, told her she'd have to wait till I die first, but she kept insisting and I kept saying no till Bernice finally hollers, "Grace, put the damn thing in your ears and shut the hell up." Well, you can probably tell Bernice was a heathen. Said only fools believed in God. Fools. Of course, like I said, Bernice died yesterday, closed her eyes to take a nap and never opened them again. I was just thinking, bet you anything Bernice Wallace believes in God now.
I'm sure she does. Well, I'll just be going.
And bossy? Well, I never met a woman bossy as Bernice Wallace, especially to those nurses. Me, I hated to bother them. Like this morning when I woke up, I had to make water so bad I thought I would bust. Bernice could always tell when I had to go. She'd say, "Grace, why are you jumping around like that? You got to pee?" That's how she said it. "You got to pee, Grace?" Before I could even answer, she'd start hollering till every nurse on the floor come a-running.
Mrs. Stiles, do you have to?
But like I said, this morning, Bernice wasn't there no more. Ornery old woman went and died on me. Well, I'll bet the good Lord slaps a Walkman on her heathen ears and makes her listen to holy roller music for all eternity.
Mrs. Stiles, do you have to go to the bathroom?
Yes, I have to go to the bathroom. Good gravy, woman. I've been trying all day to get somebody to help me.
You haven't been to the bathroom since you woke up this morning? Mrs. Stiles, it's the middle of the afternoon.
Believe me, honey, I know what time it is.
And
End of scene.
Well, thank you, folks, for that enjoyable scene. The article was definitely correct about the chemistry that you folks have, and it truly is something special.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dylan.
We love each other.
Okay, so you have to tell us, you folks are both renowned in the specific fields that you have been in. So how did you folks get your start as performers?
Well, I had a little role in high school, a character named Farina Fudd, in a play called Amazing Gracie. And I was a senior then, and that kind of got me interested in doing stage work. So I found a college close by that we could afford that had a pretty good drama department. And so I majored in what was then called general speech and dramatics. So I did a lot of theater while I was in college. But I've done an awful lot more in the 52 years I've been in Hawaii, something like about 85 plays on stage.
Oh, wow.
Not to mention the Reader's Theater productions I've been in. I'm old.
Oh, no. And how many po'okelas, Joe?
Oh, wow.
18.
18.
Is
Damn.
that all? Oh,
got a whole bunch yourself, dear.
A few. So I got started, Dylan, when I was about 10 years old. And I auditioned for a school show, as so many kids get started, and I wanted to tap dance. I was a big fan of the Mickey Mouse Club, and I would watch them dance and sing every week. And I was a lousy dancer, and the teacher was very kind. And after the audition, she said, "Honey, can you do anything else?" And I said, "Maybe I can sing." And so I sang a song that I'd learned from Darlene Gillespie on the Mickey Mouse Club, if you remember. Well, Dylan, you're way young, but take it from there was something called the Mickey Mouse Club. Anyway, I got in the show, and then I ran home and I said to my mom, Mommy, I need singing lessons. She said, "Really?" I said, "Yes, I'm going to be in the show and I need to really learn how to sing." So fate brought us some incredible voice teacher that I stayed with for 5 years, and she taught me 3 songs a week for 5 years. Her husband taught me piano, and her daughter actually worked on my dancing skills with me. And so that was my entree into show business, and then really acting happened after I went to the Pasadena Playhouse after college, and then traveled around the country with my own band, and then moved to Hawaii after winning a lot of money on a TV game show.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's actually very interesting. So I guess a question for both of you. How did you folks get to Hawaii, or were you folks locally born? I really want to hear more about winning all this money on the game show. So Shari, why don't we start off with you?
Okay, so I was born in Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
And, my husband and I came to Hawaii to be married. We were married at the Fern Grotto in 1975, and we fell in love with it, as everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
And we said, someday, if we can only, save enough money. And then I went on this game show, and I won everything. Fate with me, and 2 cars and a microwave oven and a bunch of money and a trip to Hawaii. That was the next year, and we moved to Hawaii in 1976.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought I was going to retire from singing, except that we spent all the money in 6 months, and I had to go back to work.
Shucks.
Yeah, oh well. Young and foolish.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us.
Well, I got here courtesy of Uncle Sam. My husband was stationed at Fort Rucker, which is near my hometown of Enterprise, Alabama. And I was working at a television station there, and I met him while I was doing a morning show. And we got married pretty quickly and came to Hawaii in 1967 and have never left. This has become home to us now. And it is definitely the place we belong. When we decided that about 2 weeks after we got here, that this is where we wanted to stay.
Yeah, and I mean, you two have definitely placed your mark in Hawaii's theater scene, and we appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
Yes, and actually, we have a couple of photos from the production of Grace and Glory.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Do you mind if I share these?
Yeah, don't show. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So here they are.
Wow. Look at that.
Man.
Who are those people?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know how the happiness in that picture, that's so real. We were so happy. Yeah.
We just loved doing this show. It was a pleasure to go on stage every night with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like as like the article was saying before, the chemistry. I mean, in those photos, it shows.
Thank you. Yeah, we had Richard Pellet, who's a wonderful actor that everybody, I'm sure, remembers. Everybody of the old timers would remember. And Joe, wasn't he doing sound effects for us
When he did the Readers Theater, he was doing sound effects. I've had sound effects outside my window. The roosters have been crowing. So.
Oh, perfect. Well, that's perfect.
Right on.
But Richard would do the bulldozers. He'd do the chickens. He'd do the doorbells. He'd do everything to make it really real for the Readers Theater production. It was pretty amazing.
He'd be doing live Foley on stage.
Exactly. Yeah, it's wild.
That's what he was doing.
All right. Well, that about is our time. I'm gonna bring back Kip in, and Kip will have a few words, and we'll take it from there. So, Kip.
Hey, now wait a minute. Wait, I am not letting Shari Lynn leave this program without singing.
Oh,
there's no way about it. No way around it.
No.
You.
Shari, would you?
Shari, you have something to-
I just happen to have 10 or 12 numbers ready. So thank you.
Hit one.
All right.
Shar, that was beautiful. One of my very old favorites.
Speechless.
It makes me emotional.
Well,
all right,
thank you guys. You've been fantastic.
Shari, somebody has sent a comment in and wanted to know the name of the show that you won all the prizes and money on.
Oh, we ought to make them guess. You guys ought to guess, and we ought to give you a prize for for guessing right. I think it might be obvious to those of you who go back at least 30 or 40 years. The show is called Name That Tune.
Oh.
Big surprise.
Well,
all right. Thank you. And we got great comments during the show. And thank you for those of you who made a donation during the show. We really appreciate it. And it's great to have you in our living room and be in yours. And I really hope that everybody will take care with each other. And, remember, a few weeks ago, everything was just cooking along and just in an instant, everything changed. So just, those people that you're around, that you love, that, don't take them for granted. Mm-hmm. Squeeze them hard and just tell them how much you love them. And, we'll be there on the other side. But just remember that we've got today. So we just want to say thank you for joining us. And Dylan, I will toss it to you. And you, Shari, Joe, you're fantastic. There's nothing to say.
So are you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Love to our friends out there. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Mahalo for being on the show, and I will see you folks hopefully after the quarantine is done.
Absolutely.
In Waikiki?
In Waikiki.
Yes. Mahalo.
Yeah.
Hello.
All right. Well, thank you everyone who tuned in to the live stream. Big mahalo for everyone. Remember, if you want to donate to Manoa Valley Theater, please donate in the number below, 808-988-6131, or go to manoavalleytheater.com under Get Involved, and you can make select the amount that you would like to donate. If you want to make a recurring donation or just a one-time donation. I've been your host, Dylan Chase Lee, and I hope to see you folks on Manoa Valley Theater Live, Episode 4, next week, Friday, 4 p.m. Aloha.